following John's introduction, we'll start. And the finals of this sub-state championship will be decided tonight. The buzzer sounds, and we'll have the starting lineups as the teams come into the benches. Tonight's lineups, tonight has sporting a tall lineup for both teams. Wyandotte and East both have very big boys.
East at center, number 45, Ken Glazier. For the Wyandotte Bulldogs, number 53, Calvin Thompson. For Shawnee Mission East, number 35, Bill Kelly. And rounding out tonight's starters, for Wyandotte, number 55, David Johnson. And for Shawnee Mission East, number 40, Mark Logston.
Well, the starting lineup for Wyandotte will be Hope, Taylor, Roberson, Johnson, and Calvin Thompson. For Shawnee Mission East, we have Jeff Elfelt, Mark Logsden, Ken Glazer, Bill Kelly, and David Wetzler. No, excuse me, Mark Logsden that was. And East come out with their tallest lineup. This East lineup averages at about 6'5" in height. John, that was a little bit poor pun there on Logsden announcement, I thought.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, it was in bad taste.
He told me to do it. I swear, I didn't want to do it, but he told me to.
I thought it was in bad taste, but whatever the case, we're ready to start.
I really didn't want to do it, but I had to. Don't worry, Rich, that's on the headphone. Okay, here we go. We're ready for action, as it's going to be Calvin Thompson, or no, it's going to be David Johnson against Bill Kelly. Tips won by the Wyandotte Bulldogs and goes to Calvin Thompson. Over to Daryl Roberson, top of the key. He'll pull back. Man-to-man coverage on Elfeld, out to Thompson, backcourt. Shot taken by Wyandotte is no good, and rebound by the Lancers and Bill Kelly. Pass by Bill Kelly in the attack zone for Jeff Elfeld is deflected and went out of bounds by Calvin Thompson. So Jeff Elfeld will bring it up. Elfeld across to Logston, down the timeline to Glaze. Wyandotte operating now as they go now to Brian Brown. Brian Brown, high post, drives the lane, bobbles, puts it up and scores.
Brian Brown gets the first basket of this ball game, taking it to the hoop.
Uptown opens it up and makes it a 2-0 ball game as Wyandotte bringing the ball down. Number 15, Maurice Holiday, throws up a baseline jump shot, rebound, Ken Glazer. And Shawnee Mission East getting off to a quick start, and they are the underdogs. They'll have to get going. As Bill Kelly into Ken Glazer baseline. Over to Mark Logston. Log in the corner as the ball's deflected a little bit. Back out to backcourt. Over top of the key, Ken Glazer. Glaze, no one on him. Over to Jeff Elfelt. Elfelt pumps, gives Roberson a fake, and gets it off to Bill Kelly, far side. Into Ken Glazer, and spins and fires. 4-0.
And East takes an early 4-0 lead as Wyandotte will call a timeout, try to regroup.
And East is surprisingly dominating the Wyandotte Bulldogs and everything they're working, and Ken Glazer is getting through to the bucket, and that's what he's got to do.
A little bit early to say domination, I think, but
they got a shutout going.
With 6:41 left to play in this first period, it's been all East right now, and Wyandottes got to settle down a little bit and work into their big men. East playing calm and collected, and they are the underdog for probably one of the few times they have been this season to the Wyandotte, which has been #1 ranked all season long.
Okay, so Wyandotte, after trying to get collected a little bit there, will come back out. No substitutes as of yet. So Daryl Roberson will inbounds for Maurice Holiday, and he does. Holiday will bring it down.
East in a man-to-man defense right now.
As they go down to the baseline for a center, David Johnson. No good, rebound Bill Kelly. Lancers are playing well as Jeff Elfeld will bring it up. Jeff across the timeline, picked up by Robertson. High pass for Logston, he snags it and takes it up towards the corner into Brian Brown, high post. Brown picked up by Calvin Thompson. Be a good matchup tonight as over to Ken Glazier. Ken, high post, over to Log. Log in the backcourt, gets it off to Brian Brown, swings it around the horn to Jeff Elfeld. Elfeld, great fake, pumps and dishes to Log. Log on the side, it's Ken Glazier. Ken, back off to Mark. Mark over to Uptown, swings into Glazier in the lane, and he takes it back out to Bill Kelly. Smart play. As with 5:46 to go, Logston now in the backcourt, top of the key, Ken Glazier. Ken, as Wyandottes in, I believe, a zone, and gets off Brian Brown, wide open free throw line, dishes off to Logston into Brian Brown, and swishes.
And Brian Brown, 2 for 2 in the night, goes right over Calvin Thompson for the basket.
Going against probably the hottest prospect in the state is Calvin Thompson. Brian Brown's got 4 points on him. In now quickly, David Johnson. His shot is way off the mark. And a rebound attempt by Jeff Elfeld goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Bulldogs ball. So Calvin Thompson will bring the ball in, the big forward for Shawnee Mission, or Wyandotte, and he gets it off to Maurice Holiday. Holiday will take it out to the backcourt. 5:09 to go, he's 6-0. Holiday baseline, fakes a jump shot, gets past Kelly, puts up, no good, rebound by Ken Glazier, and a pass for Jeff Elfeld went out of bounds. He saved it over to Roberson, down to Thompson. Thompson bounces off to Bill Kelly, and he intercepts it, Jeff. Good game here.
It was.
Okay, Elfeld brings it up, and he's playing a little bit injured as Log has it in the backcourt, stolen by Daryl Roberson. Roberson will go all the way, lays it up and through. Nice steal by Daryl Roberson as it's 6-2 now. Jeff Elfeld into Bill Kelly, lines up, hits Ken. Ken in the backcourt, hands off to Bill, and he'll start operating from there. Down in the corner, Mark Logston, back out to Bill Kelly. Goes up for a baseline jump shot, and it's blocked away, but back out to Log at the high post. Wide open is Ken Glazier underneath, and they blocked him. Mark Logston gets it out, top of the key, no good, and the rebound goes to Maurice Holiday of the Bulldogs.
Saw a couple of vicious blocks from the Wyandotte players. As they
4:08 to go now. Wyandotte does have the size tonight as Calvin Thompson, the big man, the superstar, I guess, will begin operation. He's got it top of the key. Uptown Brown is working on him, and he will fire from the high post and score. Calvin Thompson is a great shooter, and he shows it there. 6-4 now as Jeff Elfeld will bring it up for the Lancers. Bounces off to Brian and swings it off to Bill Kelly. Kelly will bring it up court and to Ken successfully. Past the timeline now over to Brian Brown. Brian swings and hits Logston near side. Free throw line, Ken Glazier doesn't shoot it and goes to Logston on the near side. Baseline, Jeff Elfeld dealing with it and brings it back out the backcourt. Bulldogs trying to pick up a charging foul, and they can't do it as Log now has it on the far side. Mark, the pass almost stolen by Daryl Roberson, goes to Ken Glazier on the top of the key over near far side. Now to Brian Brown, top of the key, high post, into Ken Glazier, wide open, no good. Rebound goes down to Kenny Taylor, and Taylor pushes up, and Mark Logston picks up a charging foul.
He drew it.
On Kenny Taylor, that'll be his first.
Logston, the expert in drawing charging fouls, does it once again. It'll be his ball.
He's done it in the clutch situation. That'll be Kenny Taylor's first personal foul and the team's first. Okay, Log will bring it in at midcourt and throws for Jeff Elfelt. Jeff swinging around. Hits Brian Brown and back out to Ken Glazer. Turnaround jump shot underneath, in and out. Rebound, Brian Brown puts it up, and he's stuffed. And goes down to 55, Dave Johnson. Daryl Roberson pushes it up fast. Back to Roberson. High post jump shot, no good off the back of the rim, and a foul is called. Foul's going to be against the Wyandotte Bulldogs.
There's a pushing foul on the inside, and I believe that was called on Maurice Holiday.
Number 15, that'll be his first personal and the team's second. Still 6-4 after a quick scoring start. Things are evening out as Brian Brown will throw it in.
Wyandotte going with a man-to-man full court press. And Brown gets over to Kelly.
Beautiful pass as he gets it through. Back down to Bill Kelly in the backcourt, over to Brian Brown. Brian swings out, no good. Rebound by Maurice Holiday. Holiday going down to the corner, alley-oops one on the other side for Kenny Taylor. Baseline jump shot through.
It's 6-all with 2:09 left to go in the first quarter. A costly turnover by Shawnee Machiniste. Brown throws it into Elfelt. Elfelt threw it back to Brown, and East is going to call a timeout. It was, Brown wasn't looking, he hadn't got into the court before Elfelt threw it back to him, so therefore they called a turnover because Brown was not yet inside the court. It's 6-all.
With 2:06 to go, and Rich Whitehead will have a scoreboard show tonight, and he'll be summing up the game in progress by quarters. So with 2:06 to go, we got a 6-6 game, and looking at the scoring, it's going to be pretty good. This game, we'd like to remind you, for you folks out there, this game will be televised first on Tuesday at 4:30, and so we'd like to invite you to stay tuned. And Mike Capito is giving you those fantastic shots of me. Has 2:06 to go, we're ready. So be sure to tune in Tuesday as we'll be bringing you both the boys and the girls game on TV, okay?
I'd like to remind everybody that David Poisner and Adele Cox, well, they're running the scoreboard right now that you're seeing on your...
And Jonathan Poisner.
You're seeing on your stat at home. And we can't see that scoreboard right now because we're watching the game as Mike Capito is doing the camera work for it.
Okay, David Johnson has it down, misses a pass, gets out to Maurice Holiday. Drives in the lane, no good, rebound. And Kenny Taylor puts it through for the Bulldogs.
Excellent tip-in by Kenny Taylor.
Great jumping ability as Brian Brown brings it up. And over across court to Bill Kelly, they direct the press over to Ken. Over on near side, Bill Kelly operating. Down to Brian. Brian high post into Ken Glazer, and the baseline goes up for the shot. Blocked by David Johnson, goes down to Kenny Taylor. Taylor driving, passes off to Roberson, and no good off the back of the rim. Rebound, Brian Brown.
Ooh. Brian Brown going down with elbows.
As it goes to Logston. Logston on the near side, and he's pushed down, I believe. And he goes down a little bit.
Yeah, it was Calvin Thompson ran into him accidentally, and Mark Logston draws his second foul tonight.
So Calvin Thompson charged with his first. He's got 2 points tonight. As Log will bring it in. Gets Brian Brown, he's got an open lane to the basket, dumps for Ken Glazer, bad pass, picked up by Log. Mark Logston on the near side, puts it up and through.
It's an 8-8 ball game.
A tie score now as Daryl Roberson, point guard, will bring it down. Swings up, past Kenny Taylor, and fires a 20-footer swish. Beautiful shot by Daryl Roberson. 8-8, or 10-8 now, Wyandotte leading as Log will bring it across. Over, hits Glazer on the far side. Back off to Mark as they break the press. High post Brian Brown. Pass was almost broken up by Daryl Roberson as Logston drives to the baseline, puts up, and he's fouled by Kenny Taylor. Taylor gets his second foul of the night, and with 43 seconds to go, Shawnee Mission East is behind by 2. This is Channel 13A, your Lancer Sports Network. And we'll hopefully be going to Topeka or Wichita.
Well, the girls did win, so hopefully we can go follow them and bring you some live action.
We got state coverage of boys or girls for some way, and Mark Loxton puts his through, and East on the first free throw shot of the night is successful. 9-10 now, as Loxton's second is short. Rebound goes to Calvin Thompson. Thompson will bring it up. Laud now has 3 points. Thompson bringing it up slowly. He'll set it up. Calvin Thompson, the big forward or guard, working around. He'll wait a while. He'll run out on the clock as Loxton will come out on him. They're going to play the stalling tactics again.
Well, they're going to try to pull East out of its zone.
And
they're playing for the last shot, obviously, where there's only 10 seconds left in the quarter.
As they starting to work in now for it. Calvin Thompson, far side, easily through. And that'll be the quarter as Bill Kelly fires into the crowd. And that's it. After 1 quarter of play, it's Shawnee Mission East 9 and Wyandotte Bulldogs 12. Here's Rich.
Okay, after 1 quarter, it is 12-9, and Wyandotte is in the lead, beating East right now. Here's how the scoring went in the quarter. For East, it was Brown leading with 4 points. He led the Lancers in scoring. Loxton had 3, and Glazer 2. So 9 points for the Lancers. For Wyandotte, Taylor 4. Roberson had 4 also. And along with Calvin Thompson, the big man, they all had 4 points apiece. So moving into the second quarter, it's Wyandotte 12 and East 9. So I'll turn it back over to John and Jeff.
Okay, we're back with the second quarter of play, and David Wetzler is now in for Mark Logs with Shawnee Mission East, and we have the same starting 5 for Wyandotte.
Okay, second half tip, it's going to be Bill Kelly against Dave Johnson. Kelly at 6'3", and Johnson a 6'7" man.
Kelly can leap, though.
As we're ready for action now. Tip is won by the Bulldogs, and it goes off to Calvin. Now to Maurice, and he'll bring it up. Maurice near side picks up a pick and drives the lane, chucks and fires beautifully. Lays it through.
Excellent
Maurice Holiday.
drive by Maurice Holiday.
Great body control, that was awesome. King Glazer now on the far side, near side, has it over to Brian. Brian, free throw line, bounces in for Glaze, and it's stolen by Daryl Roberson.
Forced a bounce pass there.
Fast break, Kenny Taylor goes up with it, and there's going to be a foul called, and that's going to be attempted three-point play as Kenny Taylor picked up the charging foul. Jeff Elfelt did not have position according to the officials.
No, Jeff Elfelt did have position, and
they're going to take it away from him.
No, they gave him the shot, but they're going to say it's after the charge. So they're going to say he released the ball after he charged him, so therefore the points will count. It's 16-9. Wyandotte. Jeff Elfelt will go to the line on the other end of the court.
Young will go in now as Kenny Taylor has 3 fouls.
A good thing for East is that they have no fouls so far in the game, and Wyandotte has already forced East into the bonus situation, so from now on everything will be one-on-one for Shawnee Mission East.
Elfelt is through with it. Perfect switch, and he's got his first point of the night. Second one is on the way, 16-10, Wyandotte, and that one is through.
Elfelt with those critical free throws last night to put East in the finals.
And here we go. It's going to be Daryl Roberson bringing it up. Daryl picked up by Elfelt. Swings near side to Maurice, and working hits Thompson. Calvin swings on Brian Brown, lays it up and through, and he is fouled.
By Bill Kelly. Wyandotte has got excellent body control. They're driving into the lane, and it's like nobody's standing there, John. They're taking it from the outside. They drive into the lane, and they put up these easy 5-foot, 6-foot shots from inside the lane, and they're going to make them, and as they have been so far. It's 18-11, and Calvin has a chance to make it 19.
Okay, Calvin Thompson at the line. He's got 3 field goals and 6 tonight, and now he's got 7. As that one is through, and Bill Kelly now bringing it up. 1-2-1 zone press, and it's stolen by Maurice Holiday. Maurice pulls up free throw line, lays it through.
It's good.
Holiday's 6th point of the night is 21-11. Lancers will have to regroup here. Kelly across to Brown, dumps for Glaze. Ken in the corner, back out to Kelly, and he call times out.
And so East will call a timeout as they're trailing by 10 points. And they're being overwhelmed by this Wyandotte team, which is doing really whatever it wants to with the ball. They're driving the lane, and nobody East has been able to stop them thus far.
Okay, so timeout on the floor. A packed house. I've never seen a larger crowd at Shawnee Mission East.
It's over capacity. It's satiated, this gymnasium.
That extra chairs on the floor. Maybe your cameraman can get a shot of that for us. Our big shot. Mike Capita. Look at that.
Sitting down.
That should say Shawnee. Look at that. In the corners, it's all full tonight.
There's no room for anyone to sit, really.
They got extra chairs out.
It's lucky we have such good spacing facilities to have a camera up here.
Yeah.
And audio.
Glad we got here early. That's all I can say. Okay. 6:51 to go. We're ready for action again. Wetzler bring it in on the near side. David over to Brian. Brian in the corner. Hits Bill. Bill in the backcourt swings down to Ken Glazier. He'll swing around. Hits Elfeld underneath and brings it back out, and a 3-second violation on Ken Glazier.
Mark Logson comes back into the game for Bill Kelly.
So Shawnee Mission East held to just 2 points so far this quarter, and they'll try to bring it up, maybe get a steal on Maurice Holiday, who is currently bringing the ball up for Wyandotte Bulldogs. Maurice across and goes over, hits Moore. Moore down to Johnson and throws up baseline shot and rebound Brian Brown. Back out to Mark Logston, over to Jeff and back to Mark. Log brings it across and he's trapped in the corner. And he's fouled on Daryl Roberson. That's his first of the night, and Mark will go to the line. So he's getting some free throws here.
This will certainly help East because they aren't even anywhere near putting Wyandotte in the bonus situation. Now every single foul that Wyandotte dishes out to East, East goes to the line and they have a chance to narrow the lead shooting free throws, but Logston can't put it through.
Okay, so Daryl Roberson brings it up for Wyandotte. He'll pull up and swings over the corner and brings it back out. Daryl has it and picked up by Elfeld. East now in a man-to-man. Back in the baseline shot by Roberson, up and good. Took a short hop there and went through. Roberson gets his second field goal of the night as Elfeld brings it up on the press. Hits Wetzler across the timeline. Ken Glazier's got an open shot to the goal. No, he doesn't. He's cut off and gets it back out to Wetzler wisely. Brian Brown underneath, swings, baseline shot, wide open, puts it through.
Brian Brown, he gets his third bucket of the night.
Uptown 3 field goals, and he's leading scorer so far for the Lancers. So Maurice Holiday on the other side will bring it up. Holiday back over to Thompson. Free throw line jump shot, sails through.
It's more like the top of the key for that one, John, as he just shows his outside shooting prowess.
He is right on the mark with that one as Jeff Elfeld will bring it up. Elf across court, pass to Ken Glazier on the other side of the timeline and clears it to Brian Brown, top of the key. Back over high post, Dave Wetzler. Wetzler holding it up and spins off to Jeff Elfeld. Over to Log and into Ken Glazier. The big man ducks and puts it up and is rejected. Logston gets the rebound and hits Dave Wetzler. Dave back off to Brian. Brian alley-oop for Ken. They're going to try it again. Glazier goes up. He's rejected again. Rebound Brian Brown, but he was fouled.
Just got
Wyandotte
really got blocked.
A little over aggressive as Ken's had to deal. You got to give him a break there. He had 3 guys on him to get around. And picks up the foul.
David Johnson.
Dave Johnson, the giant monster center.
He was only a junior.
And Ken's is no good with his first free throw.
East normally hitting 87 to 90% of their free throws during the past couple of games are not hitting the free throws tonight, and they desperately need them.
As Ken's second is through. Glaze now with 3 points in the game as Maurice Holiday will bring it up. Maurice picks up and hands it off to Calvin. Calvin, top of the key, will drive the near side. Spins, free throw line jump shot, no good, off the rim. And saved by Young, and Thompson saves it back, throws it off the leg of Brian Brown, and it'll be wind-up ball.
Thompson, playing heads-up ball there, saw he was going to go out of bounds, so he deflected it off an East player, and therefore it's Wyandotte ball once again.
Okay, so Roberson in the corner to Calvin. Thompson brings it out. Roberson across, bounce pass to Holiday. Maurice directing traffic now, calls a play and takes it to the corner. And a foul charge to Young.
It was a moving violation on the pick.
Young charged with his foul, and that's his first. Now everybody on the court for Wyandotte has a foul charged to him. That's the 8th foul charged to the Wyandotte Bulldogs, as Shawnee Mission East has only 1 foul respectively, and Dave Wetzler will go to the line. He's got no points so far, and he'll go up with it. Wetzler on the way, and no good. Rebound over, behind the back pass, Calvin Thompson. Over to Daryl Roberson, who's got it, and hits Holiday. Holiday, high post, withdraws a little bit, retreats back, and comes again. Young gives him a pick, and he'll drive the baseline, puts it up, no, untouched and through. Holiday with his 8th point, 4th field goal. Jeff Elfelt will bring it up. Jeff across to Mark Logston. Mark over Dave Wetzler. Into Brian Brown, who's wide open off the glass, and it's tipped. Rebound, Ken Glazer, good play, goes up with it, and the basket's nullified. He was fouled. So they're gonna have some guys fouling out here if Wyandotte doesn't watch out, and East needs to take advantage of these free throws now.
They have to. They've missed a few one-on-one front end of the one-on-one situations, something they normally do not do.
Ken 1 for 2 from the line, has 3 points. Plays up for his next field goal, free throw, and is through. 4 points for Ken, 1 field goal, and it's 27-15 with 3:54 to go in the first half. Blaze on the way again, and gracefully puts it through.
27-16, Wyandotte leads.
As we bring it back, and it's going to be Maurice Holiday bringing it up for the Bulldogs. Maurice bounces, tries the right side, down low, Dave Johnson, and is no good, rejected by Ken Glazer, who got him over the back. Good job. And he gets it back, and it's a Lancer ball into Wetzler, cross to Log. One-on-one, Glazer and Johnson. He puts it up, and he's fouled, and no, he puts it up and through, though.
He didn't call a foul on that one, and Glazer with a little hook shot.
Ken showing his stuff, and it's 27-18. Daryl Roberson brings it up, picked up by Elfelt, over to Holiday. Down, hits Brown on Thompson, and back to Maurice. Maurice drives the lane, throws it up, and no good, he travels. So 3:10 to go, first half. Wyandotte by 9. Lancer's going to try to cut it to 7. And Roberson, trying to steal the ball, is charged for the foul. Daryl Roberson with his 2nd of the night.
And Elfelt goes to the line. He's 2 for 2 tonight from the line.
Jeff, who took quite a blow to the cheek last night against South, is now playing with 11 stitches in his cheek as he goes up and through. No, rebound Calvin Thompson.
And Thompson clears the boards.
I can do that. Okay, so.
Dreams, maybe.
Oh, no way, House. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so Roberson brings it up in the corner from the baseline and through.
Really, Wyandotte's really showing us an outside shooting display as they're making virtually everything from the outside.
Okay, over to Wetzler, across on the side to Logston. Mark over to Jeff, and he'll drive. Pulls up from 18, off the front of the rim. No good, and a foul called on Brian Brown.
Brown over the back.
So,
that's
foul.
only 2nd foul on any person for Shawnee Mission East.
As Brian gets his first foul of the night. So Roberson will throw it in, and does.
2:32 left to play in the first half. Wyandotte leads by 11.
Okay, over to Roberson, top of the key. Swings in the corner for Maurice. Maurice in to Calvin Thompson, puts it up and through.
Calvin, a little 4-foot baseline turnaround jumper.
Thompson with his 11th of the night, and he's trying to break the press here as he stops and gets it across the Log, and they've been breaking the press successfully all night. back over to Logston, into Brian Brown. Swings for Ken Glazier, throws it up, and no good. Turnaround jump shot. And going up for it, a foul is going to be charged to the
Ken
Lancers.
Glazer, I believe.